just in case I didn't catch it the first time. This is campsite number 7 in the Prescott Valley National Forest. Dispersed campsite, dispersed camping. The rest of them are taken, I think. The ones I drove by are taken, so I got lucky. This one's small and nobody wanted it, so I jumped it. It's mine now. I don't know how long I'll stay. We'll see. I'm hoping I get it worked out and stay for a while. We got to clean up yet. Pick up. There's trash. About. Pretty little nettle plant right there. It's got some flowers, but it's pickerier than all get out. Pickerier than get out of town. Blossoms, red flowers. There's a smell wafting about the place. It's kind of a chemical smell. I don't know what that is. Might be a toilet smell. Might be toilet chemicals. I don't know. Yeah, you got to be careful with campsites. You don't know what you're going to get. Well, you know, you're going to get what people leave behind. And that could be a mess. Boy, it's dry. Haven't had rain here in forever. And I believe some of these trees are burned. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. These trees are burned, some of them. On the entrance coming in this time, I noticed also a lot more. There was a burn here a while back on this side. Things do look like they're recovering, but wonder when that happened. Oh, by the way, there's another telltale sign. A burned tree. Somebody dragged it up here for some reason. Doesn't look like the smaller trees are burned. It was like it was from. Yeah, they are. They're burned up there. The smaller trees. I was gonna say it looked like it just was roared across the tops, but no. I'm just down in this itty bitty little valley here. And it might have been protected slightly from the fire as it roared by. Yeah, well, signs are everywhere. No fires. Fire ban, burning ban, don't do it. I'm not even gonna think about doing it. If you had a bunch of tents, you could put tents all over this place. Here's a nice flat spot for tents. One there. Oh, what the heck is that? I hope that's just paper. Yeah, plastic bag. But you could have a bunch of people around this site too. Here's a nice spot to pitch a tent. Small tent. And over where I'm at, a couple places you could pitch a tent. I'm thinking I'll be okay right there. Anyhow, I'm gonna drink a beer. So I've got my phone out. This picture looks pretty good. I cleaned the place up a little bit, tidied up, picked up some garbage, not a lot. It's not as bad as I make it out to be. Oops. Pardon me while I take care of business. Damn it. Okay. Well, this has a pause on this camera. So I hit pause and then return when I was done. So, beautiful out here. Hope that smell goes away soon. Don't know what that is. It's not overpowering, but it is definitely not supposed to be here. A little bit breezy. No clouds in the sky. Very dry. It was 94 here and 101 in Brenda a few minutes ago. So, yeah, this is doable. Even on the way up here, I think I don't have to drive this far. If I wanted to just stay at the RV park, just take short drives all summer back and forth, I could do that. Don't really have to leave the state. Now this time up here, I don't have a way to drive around. I could drive the van, but then somebody would take my spot. So I don't know how many. There are only maybe 4 sites that I know of. This is what did I say? Site number 7. I passed by site number 8 and 10 and 12. 8, 10, and 12 were occupied. 7 was open, and I don't think there are any more other than those 4. They shut down some of the sites. They don't leave them all open at the same time. They, I think, give them time to recover, close them down for a while, do maintenance on them for maybe several years or whatever. But anyway, I can't depend on this area right here all the time. And I don't have to. This seems to work pretty good. We will see. Anyway, for now, this is pretty nice. 17 degrees cooler here than in Brenda. Sitting here having a beer. My favorite, Coors Light over ice. Bugs. They like to fly in the wet spots. Up your nose and fly in your eyes and in your ears. It's aggravating. I got plenty of mosquito. I got a complete mosquito suit I could put on. I've never used maybe I have once or twice used the thing totally. Yeah, there are a whole lot of spent 22 cartridges. I found 3 .45 caliber semi-automatics, I think. I don't know if they make 45 semi, but that's what it looked like. But anyway, they were big old bullets, man. Big old fat bullets. They were pretty short, but almost a ½ inch in diameter. 45 caliber, .45. Yep. Oh yeah, they call that wood fat wood. That target over there painted on that tree is bleeding sap. And out of that one section, a chunk that's been taken out, you can see it's saturated with sap. That whole section is fat wood. If you were to chunk that out, you could start a fire with that really easily. But, my God, why would anybody do that to a tree like that? Jeez, I wonder how old that tree is. And just using it for target practice, knowing full well you're going to kill it. But it's just a tree. There's more of them. It's just the attitude. I don't like the attitude, you know. It's not the quantity. It's the quality of the attitude of the person. To look down on nature, think so highly of yourself that nothing in it, nothing else matters. Wow, would you like to climb? Hey, Jace, would you like to climb one of these trees? Get your climbing boots on and your, whatever you call those, spurs. and monkey up one of these trees. Man, these things are huge. Just majestic trees. I love this. There, I'm smelling pine now. I think somebody was staying here recently and dumped a chemical. And I'm not smelling it right now. It's over, the trouble is it's over there by the van where I smell it the strongest. I'd hate to think that dark spot is where they dumped their chemicals, toilet chemicals, right in the middle of the road, right where I'm about to put my tent. Oh, God. God save me. There's a mountain up there. It's not a rocky top mountain. Trees all the way up. Every time I see a mountain, I think, oh man, what a life could it be if you had a way just to fly right up there, land on the top of that, and be there totally alone. I'll bet it's 50 years before a person actually gets to the top of that mountain way up there. Wonder if I can zoom. Peeking through that peak way back there. Boy, that's a beautiful picture. This thing's taking a beautiful picture of things. Okay, that's 0.6 zoom. That's 1 zoom. And that's 3 zoom. Outstanding. Yeah, man, I gotta start using this phone. It's got a good lens. It doesn't have a ding showing up in the lens. Need to get a tripod. Need to do a lot of things. Yeah, there's another log sitting there. That won't burn. The end of it's been burned. But it's going to be a long time before they allow fires back out here. Well, I guess that's all for now. So the sun set just behind the mountains just now, and I'm getting closer to being all set up. I've been taking my time. No need to rush. I've got all week. I guess the plan will be to at some point detach and drive into Prescott for supplies. I think I can do that. I'll try it. I got plenty of supplies. I stopped at Safeway on the way here, but just to say I did it. Just to verify that I can just unstrap it all around there and zip that up, and that's a freestanding tent then. Apparently. Everything's going well. I wore myself out. I took a hike uphill, of course. I found the campsites number 6 and 5, I suppose. They're smaller and not much use. They're very uneven ground. I guess you could pull in and go off into the woods and find a place to pitch a tent, but there's no level ground for a tent. There's just a very uneven pull off. But hey, that's okay too. I actually thought I'll probably do it before too long. Take a walk back into here, back up into see what's up yonder in the backwoods, the back 40. It's beautiful out here. Cooled off. It's cooling off now for sure. For sure. I was sitting there thinking, man, I wish it would rain. Who goes camping wishing it would rain? Well, I have heard people say that same thing, and I understand. Okay, zoom in. Beautiful. Big, tall peak up there. That's another 1,000 feet up. That's 4 degrees cooler than it is here even. Okay, zoom back out. Oh, it's... well, you can even scale the zoom. This is cool. And you can zoom much more than... okay, there's 10 zoom. Wow. Outstanding. I think it was a biker. 12 zoom. Pardon me while I experiment. One. Yeah, there we go. That's really cool. Bugs are out. Yeah, I took a hike, and these old legs are kind of wobbly. Have been for a while now. It's just one of those things. You got to use them or lose them. Very quiet. There is not a sound during the day. It's deafeningly quiet out here. That sounds like a mosquito buzzing in my ear. Well, that's all for now. So I'm on a small climb. I'm on a climb up a hill a small hill, I hope. Down there is my campsite. Over there is the peak I had been filming earlier. It's a beautiful day, nice and breezy, nice and cool up here in the mountains. And I'm going to continue up a little farther. Yeah, and it has burned up here. It's recovering. It's just interesting to wonder about how long this stuff takes to recover and how much the damage actually was and what it all means. But it will recover eventually. That one won't. That's a pity. That's a big, beautiful old tree. Oh well. Goodbye, my friend. So, I made it to the top, to the ridge up here. Over there is a campsite of the neighbors closest to me. I'm down over back in that section right there. You can barely see me. But, oh boy, this was a beautiful little hike. Very short. Of course, I haven't gone anywhere yet. Just up to the ridge line, this local ridge line. I guess that's a term, because there's plenty more higher ridges and lower ridges. This is just one that goes, I can see here, lots of burned logs up here, burned trees downed, but the ridge goes that way. I could walk that off into the distance. I might one day before I leave come back up here and go that way. For right now, I don't want to lose sight of my van. I didn't bring a compass. I have a compass feature on my phone, but you know how that goes. What the heck? I keep going to 3x zoom. Let me do that again. I thought it was looking a little bit extra jerky. Anyway, the ridge. Looking back. I could go along up that way, go back in there farther. From what I recall from the maps, there's nothing in that direction. There's a little town that I come through to come down here. The town of Ponderosa Park is out here somewhere. You pass through it to come to this area. Nice, friendly people wave at you as you go by. They don't know you from Adam, but you're driving slow. They wave at you. And they know you're coming out here to camp. They probably know. Some of them were here when this forest burned. You know, they're sharing a thing. Ba-dum-bump. Beautiful, man. I tell you, you get out here and you realize, oh, those endorphins are pumping. I'm happy and feel good, and nothing's got me worried or bothered. I'm just functioning at my peak, and man, I gotta see these ridges of pines, just endless, it seems, of beautiful landscape. And yes, sir, to be able to climb up something like that and be at the top. Up there, let me zoom out. Okay, come on now. Okay, zoom 1. Yep. I'll get the hang of this. I had seen a sign coming in, a warning of bear activity. So I brought my pepper spray, a small can of pepper spray. Hopefully there are nothing but small bears, because that's all it would do. I'm not going to go off the other side of this. My legs have a little bit of recovering to do. I'm getting old. It takes a lot for me to recover from hikes. My legs get weak and wobbly, and they feel good. They feel like they're recovering. They were weak and a little bit numb. Getting exercise is the best thing I can do. So I'm gonna head west. A tree, I thought it was split up there. It's just got 2 branches, 2 trunks going up. It does split, but it's not split by lightning or something. I don't know. It looked like it was, but maybe not. Yeah, there's nothing to fret about. These trees, they've burned. Some of them are gonna die. They're gonna go back to where they came, back to the dirt and soil, and new ones are going to come up. The cycle continues. The fact remains that there are people in the Forest Service taking care of this stuff, doing their best to make sure it comes back and we never destroy it, at least until they sell it. Yeah, I'm not going to go there. That's all for now. So I'm back for my first little short hike of the day, and I just wanted to mention that previously I said there was a peculiar smell, but it's gone, and I don't know the details, but there was a group of folks over there. They're gone now, just the one camper's left there, but they left yesterday about the same time that smell went away. I don't know if they were over there cooking something weird, but anyway, it's gone now. Just noticed some more little purple plants, purple flowers, little tiny ones. I don't know if you can see them. Every little thing helps, you know. So it's all good. I was up there. I was up there, man. I found a little marble, little pure white marble. There was a old fire pit way up on top with remnants of burned logs, branches. It must have happened before. Must have been there before the fire, before the forest fire. Nobody would be dumb enough to go up there and put a little campfire after this forest burned. I don't think they would. So it must have been a little campsite from previously. I gotta look up at some point and see when this fire did burn, when this forest did burn, because I don't know. Hi folks. It's 1:50, Friday, June 27. This is paradise. Pretty much. I'm loving it here. I just finished another round of picking up trash around the place. Hey, I see that rock moving. I've got my tent. Again, there's too many rocks, so I couldn't stake it down. But I've got it tied to rocks. And the rocks are moving with the wind. It's pulling them, dragging them. I'll fix that one. Anyhow, as I was saying, I cleaned up. It's pretty good. I don't know why it gets to me. It gags me. Cigarette butts. I've never smoked, and they disgust me. I don't know what it is. The idea of something out of somebody's mouth flavored with tobacco and nicotine and spit, laying on the ground, just with chemicals and trash and everything. It gives me the willies. In the Army, they made the guys, when they smoked, they had to field strip the cigarette butt. There could be no evidence of that ever having been a cigarette. They had to tear it up, break it apart to minute so that it was not identifiable on the ground. Many days we spent going around policing up the areas, picking up evidence like that, and boy, you just didn't do that. But anyway, I picked those up, and I'm a little bit concerned. I showed you earlier the target on the tree, and that tree has been shot full of lead. I don't know what it does to a tree, but I know lead is not good for anybody at any time. And there's 100 or more spent cartridges that I can't pick up. I didn't try. I did find several, like 45 caliber and 9mm semi-automatic shells out here, and that gets me because right over there, 500 feet away, maybe more, maybe 1,000 feet away, I can see another camper right there. The road comes around. That's 100 feet away, and that's where the target is, right there. Plus, I found a dozen live rounds with lead bullets attached to them live. People just drop and didn't pick them up. Some of them were full metal jackets, which is a little bit more serious than just your average 22 plinker. But the lead in the live rounds laying around in the soil, that's a no-no, one way or another, you know. So anyway, I picked all that stuff up. I picked up all this garbage. I'm proud of myself. I still see a lot of the brass laying around. My ice is solid frozen. I can't get to it. I gotta drink more beer until I get to my ice before I can use my ice to cool my beer. Yeah, there was a caravan of Forest Service worker vehicles driving by. They do maintenance all through here. They have a whole caravan of fire truck, water trucks, heavy equipment trucks going by, emergency services trucks going by. They didn't stop. They were on a mission. That is really good to see. And of course, they're driving by with respect. They don't go roaring around these curves. I swear, I still have a problem. But anyhow, the fact that there are live rounds and bullets for people and children to pick up, it verifies that, yeah, there's a lot of stupid people in this world. Because I know what I would do if I was a child, came out here and found a live round. I'd get in trouble. I'd put it between two rocks and smash it, or put it in a fire. And I know damned well I'd get hurt. I'd put out somebody's eye, or burn somebody, or hurt myself bad. And they're just laying around on the ground. Pick them up. Oh, a child walked around. Oh, look at that little thing. It's pretty. Nice and shiny. Throw it in the fire. Boom! Holy crap. But it's so nice to be outside. It's a little warmer in the tent. It's comfortable. I can sit in there and do my stuff. But it's better being out here, just sitting in the shade of the trees, listening to the birds. There's a bird right there. Little Tweety Pie looking for bugs. I hope this camera's working. Let me go check. Yep, it's working. It acts funny sometimes. It's getting old now. Shoot, I've beat it to death in the past. Piece of garbage that got by me. Some kind of steel sticky tab. There's another piece of plastic. I gotta quit looking down. Piece of rubber off of something. Guard. Yeah, I gotta quit looking down. Makes me wonder how old this campsite, this campground is. Must be very old. Could be very old. I don't know when they established this stuff. The Forest Service and the national parks and the campgrounds they're in. Sure, I'm glad they did, but they're going to take them back. Some of them are going up for sale, and it's just the start. It's the reversal of what we've been trying to do. Everything is being reversed. And some of it probably doesn't make any difference. But some of it I know does. Some of it will. It won't make any difference to me. I hope it won't. Because I'm too old to worry about it. There's nothing I can do about any of this shit that's going on. And boy, it's going to get hot in a couple days. The reason I came out here, I think coming up Monday, this is Friday, so Monday it's supposed to be 108 degrees down in the valley. And in Brenda, it's liable to be 110 plus. And no, I'm not going to be there. It'll be 90 here. I can deal with 90. 90's a vacation to me. Here comes that truck. Nice, slow, respectable truck. So I'll be up here somewhere. And then after that is the 4th of July. I think I'm supposed to leave here the 3rd of July. That'll be my 7 days. And I think I plan on going up to just north of Flagstaff. Or just south of Flagstaff. Anyway, I've identified some more camping on 89 with my new process of you got to download the current Forest Service map for any section, learn the legend of what the symbols mean in the map, zoom in on the particular roads, and they'll indicate whether you can camp there or not. And a lot of places you just can't, even though it's in the middle of a
a forest or whatever, there are certain places still you just cannot camp. But the ones that you can, they mark. And then you can then go to Google and get the coordinates of that exact spot, Google Earth. Then you can add that into my GPS and plan a trip and plan the route to that spot, to that GPS coordinates. So that way, you're not going to be, oh, hell, this place is closed type thing, because I just got the most up-to-date map. And they indicate, well, it's closed, this is open and this is closed, no camping there, camping is here with this restriction or whatever. And you can't do any better than the actual Forest Service maps that they give you. They're as up to date as you can be. And then, if something happens and they have to close the spot, they have to, you move on. And the way I feel now, I can do that. I can make that. Stay out for 2 weeks. It feels good. I can do that. My batteries are fully charged. I just noticed just now there's some shade on them right now, but they've already been charged fully. So I've got a full charge on my batteries. So every day, I will say what time it is. Wow, what's going on here with this thing? State of charge. This thing. Now, what was I gonna? I guess state of charge. I was gonna check on that. It's 100% charged. It's only getting a little over 2 amps because it's in the shade now. But oh yeah, I was just gonna look at the time. It's 2:05. I still don't know how to use this thing properly. Say at least by 12:30, it's fully charged. The batteries are fully charged, and I can run the refrigerator and my computer and do Wi-Fi or do internet all night long if I choose. So that's working good. Oh, and putting that, I've got that deal where I put my refrigerator down first, and then I've taken the top off my refrigerator, my freezer. It's a refrigerator, and I use it as a freezer. I keep everything in it frozen, and take the top off of it. Then put a Coleman cooler, on the top, and that lets some of that. It helps keep the Coleman cooler on the bottom cold, and then I cover that up. And what I'm doing is using my sleeping bag over it. And that is really working well. That sleeping bag, I've been trying to piddle around with how to cover that and insulate it. And you can't do any better than a sleeping bag. I wrap that over the top of that Coleman cooler with the freezer. And it keeps everything in the top section cool, like a refrigerator. So that's working good too. So I can keep produce. Pooey, shoo, bug. Yeah, and everything's working out good. Except there's nobody out here to talk to. Do you think that's why I make such long videos? Could be. But at least I'll have enough content to pick and choose now. I'll have some scenic views with this camera. I was gonna say, I've got to let on. I've got to tell you, I'm starting to really like this thing. Not considering all the negatives. Speaking of which, there's a live round right there in my pocket. All the possible negatives, track you, this, and steal your identity, that, and everything. It's really handy. Some of the apps are just, now I can't live without. The videos this thing takes are spectacular. The fact that it's got a compass built in with GPS, you can't do without that. I just love that. Checking, connecting to all my appliances and stuff like that with with Bluetooth. That's wonderful stuff. I wish I had something, a way to carry it. Just a way to carry it so I didn't have to. Carrying it in that pocket is not cutting it. Can't leave it there. And that thing on my belt, I hate having stuff on my belt. When I set, it just digs in, you know? It's not comfortable sitting there. The pockets, you know, it's too flat and straight to put in a pocket. It bends. Don't know. If I had a side pocket on my jeans, that might work. Like cargo pants, that works. I don't have a remote control for this camera, so that don't work. But I bet I can get a remote control for my smartphone camera. Gotta get a tripod for it, but I know that. It's only 2 o'clock-ish. What am I gonna do for the rest of the day? Can't make a fire. Could go around and pick up all those spent 22 cartridges. Don't think I will, though. Can't see those doing any harm. They're brass. Spent. They're just ugly, laying there, you know. But they're shiny, ugly. Man-made, shouldn't be here, but they are. And you can see where there's groupings where people stood shooting at that. Right behind it is the roadway where people can come. Bicycles and joggers and ATVers and pickup truckers and everybody is right in line of fire with that target that they've got drawn there. That blows me away. I wouldn't so much as think about doing that. God, I don't know. Yeah, and the next area I'm going to towards Flagstaff, again, is right back into the area of Route 66. And it's another section that I have not been on. I don't need to get on it, but it's right near it, I-40 and Route 66. I-40? Whatever that is. State Road 40, Arizona 40, probably Arizona 40. which is the new Route 66 replacement. Go camping around that area, and I've kind of scouted the pathway, just staying on Highway 89. You can go north a long way up and just stay on 89 and not get east of the Rockies. Stay west of the Rockies, go up through Utah on 89 until you hit 70 or 80 and then head west. I can do that, I think. So that's my plan, is to scout this trail going north and south. Scout it and then keep using it. And then in the future, if I feel like going to Northern California, I'll do that. And not come through Southern California. Not at this point. I just love, it's not that I'm bad-mouthing Southern California, I'm scared. I don't know, I've never been there, I don't know what to expect. I don't want to bother those people, they have their hands full as it is. They don't need to put up with people going sightseeing while they're suffering. I know what this thing is. I just can't. Some kind of stabby. If it was made out of plastic, it would be for plants, but I don't. Anyway, it's garbage. Quit looking down. You'll find more garbage. Haven't seen any more hummingbirds lately. Saw a couple early on. Butterflies. There's a butterfly. There are geckos, not geckos, anoles, little lizards here. Now, growing up in Michigan, I had no concept of what those things were. We did not have them in Michigan at all. But everywhere else I've been, you see these little lizards about, especially in Florida. Lots of different varieties of anoles and geckos and lizards, and they're even up here. I've seen these anoles. They look like the anole variety. So that's a learning experience, that things are interesting everywhere. You don't know what you're going to find. Oh, I see a piece of garbage. And I downloaded another video from Alexis Dahl. She had one recently about the earthworms in Michigan. And she told a story of how, 40,000 years ago, the glaciers came through and kind of like scoured and scraped all the earth, all the soil off, all the way down to, into Ohio or even farther, and dug out the Great Lakes and everything. I mean, it's scoured down to the rocks, you can see. And all of the earthworms were then killed off and gone. And then the soil eventually came back. But they've calculated there has not been enough time for the earthworms to return naturally to that new soil. And all of the earthworms in Michigan that are there now are invasive species from Europe and elsewhere. They're not supposed to be there. They're not native to that part of the country. And that just blows me away. I mean, they were the sign of a healthy soil growing up. Oh, good old earthworms, good old night crawlers, good for the soil, great, this is great stuff. Nobody's suspecting that they're an invasive species. But, you know, that's just interesting stuff. Yep, I'm bored. got nobody to talk to but myself. Trees are swaying. Winds are blowing. The tent's doing pretty good. The winds, I'm pretty well protected right here. I get a few little gusts, but it's refreshing. So far there has been nothing like the dust devils and the winds blowing like they do in the desert. It's a helicopter. No, it's an airplane.
Well, I started a little journey up this little pathway behind my campsite here. This looks like an entrance to the same my campsite from the past, but it's been eroded out and washed out. So this section was pretty unusable, and I'm over there, the part that has good access. And I just spotted this little trail starting off in this direction, and it winds out up here like it might have used to have been a little bit of a forest road going up this way. I'll just go up this way and check. There's looks like there's been plenty of traffic going up this way. It's worn path. I don't know what kind of tracks. That might be some kind of horseshoe track. I don't know. This does look like a roadway from the past, and there's been a lot of footpath, but no footprints. Just looks like worn and remnants of somebody's fire. Not too long ago, too. This is a little weird spot here. I don't know, other people like doing this. I do. Just conjecturing, wondering about things. Yeah, there's some tire prints. Might have been a fat tire bike or a 4x4 or an ATV. Huh. What the heck is that? Way up there at the end of this. I'll have to check out, see what that thing is. Looks like a house. It's the roof of a house not too far away. I have heard dogs barking in the past. And this may have been a path, the original pathway to that home up there. I'm going to keep on trucking. I won't get too far, because this is a used pathway, but not a highly used path. There's a wash there that leads down to my campsite. Down that way is, I don't know if you can see it, the terrain. It's see, I think I'm kind of horizontal now, so the land rises up in the distance and goes down. There I'm looking downward now at a 20% grade. That's all for now. So I made it to the crest of this pathway here, looking back from the way I came, and then turning around, and there's a valley. Breaks off. I think the trail breaks off. I don't know where it goes. Maybe off in that way. But down there is kind of a sharp drop off. And the path continues downward over that edge. Or around this way a little bit. It just seems to me that this kind of rock assembly was edge of a road. Now they purposely piled this part of the roadway. Keep going, and up there is the house that I spied. Way up there, man. That's amazing. Anyway, this roadway continues around. It's not at all upkept, but it used to go. You can see where it used to wrap around here. Used to be maintained. No longer. Oh man, this is like Jesse James hangout back here. You know, I always come out to these places and think, oh man, I'm way out here in the middle of nowhere, in the wilderness, alone, nobody within 100 miles of me. But it's not true nowadays. You don't get too far from people no matter where you go. Technology allows us, maybe technology allows more of us to come out and live out here. So you always have to remember, you know, there are people around. You just can't get away from people. Maybe you can. My feeling is you can't. You would have to study long and hard and travel far to be away from people. And point being that hill on the top there's a roadway leading to it at some point there. There's the house, and over to the left is a roadway coming down to it. My God, though, can you imagine? Only you wouldn't have to live there year round. You could just fly your helicopter in and be out here. Yeah, if only I had money. Well, there's a dead tree. That's not burned. That's just a dead tree. I think some of the trees around have been burned. Yep. That has been burned. I guess. But still a beautiful forest. Nice and open. It's not so densely overgrown that you can't walk through. I appreciate that part of it. I wonder what these little shrub trees remind me of hollies, the leaf. Little pointy-edged leaves that stiff and kind of sharp points to them. Hollies, maybe, I don't know, maybe related, maybe not. For the first time, at least since I've been out here, there's some clouds starting to accumulate. Forecast is for the monsoon season to start in a week. Which, man, am I looking forward to. I'll bet a whole lot of people are looking forward to some rain. So anyhow, that's all for now. So here's a clue. Walking back down that little path. On the way up, I stopped by and saw this little campfire that had been there, and I didn't know how long it had been there. But on the way back, I just spotted a clue. They at some point sawed off some previously burned trees and used this wood for their campfire over there. So that campfire is after the burn. Here's some more. There's a dead tree with limbs cut off of it that obviously were cut off after the fire. Yeah, a lot of these little shrubs up here burned. The whole tree fall there, right there from that tree. So I would assume locals, especially in wintertime, if it snows up here in the wintertime, I imagine that would change the rules drastically about campfires. I don't know if this campground is even open in the wintertime. But for locals, you know, I doubt any forest ranger would come in and kick people out of this place that live here, live within a mile of this place, or whatever. So, yeah, I just keep thinking what it would be like to live here, grow up here, be able to do what you want here. Even in the off season, maybe wintertime, come make a little fire, draw a target on a tree, pull out a 22 and do some target practice when there's guaranteed nobody around. Closed for the season. Only locals have access or the knowledge to come here and be here in the wintertime, camp out in the wintertime. Oh, man. Well, you know, hate to say it, but I might be second guessing my own plans to get the hell out of Arizona. Just to let the politics of the place chase me away. I don't know. It might be a smart thing to do, might be a cowardly thing to do. I just don't know. I don't love this place yet. And I don't think I could afford to own the rights to be here. Because, you know, I guess I don't know that you could drive into this place. They might put a gate up. And I know that crossing a gate that's locked would get you in trouble. Whereas a person that lived here could walk here, hike here, find a place, a way around or through or over a gate, and do what they wanted to. And morally, there would be nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. I would be all right with that type of thing. You know, you're a responsible young adult, decide to live that way when it's very safe to do so. Backpack or hike or motorbike over into this area. Yeah, that would be wonderful. And growing up here would be a wonderful way to grow up. And I suppose you could find a way, maybe, if you were smart. Now, I don't think I'm smart enough to do it. But if you were smart, you could find a way to support yourself, earn money. In this day and age, be a YouTuber or a site developer, website developer, or your own a forest ranger, or harvest firewood, or a wildlife guide, or a woodworker or carpenter, some way to support your independent life. Of course, you could just drive up here every day, live in the lowlands, and drive up here and do like what I'm doing now. I wonder. Anyway, that's all for now. Well, now, here's just another thing that's important to be aware of. I was noticing this ever since I got here. There's a gray spot here in the soil. I was wondering, well, that looks familiar, but I don't know. What the heck, I don't care. And then I realized, well, yeah, but there's a one over there, too. By that fire pit. Yes, evidently, this used to be the location of their old fire pit. And ask any soldier what else they might call a fire pit. It's a burn pit. I kicked up a handful of nails and melted cans and the usual stuff that people put in these fire pits. So you just have to remember, don't cook over those fire pits. Those are burn pits. There's every kind of toxic contaminant in these things that you can imagine that people just throw in there to burn. Plastics and wood with like pellets with chemicals and preservatives and everything you can imagine is put into these burn pits. So when you come out camping, be aware. If people have been there, don't use it. You know, you might build a bonfire or a campfire to watch, but don't cook over that stuff. Get yourself some good, either propane or butane, or buy some good firewood. And you can't, in these places, you can't build your own fire pits wherever you want. So you can't do that. You've got to use that one if you're going to build a fire. So your only option then is to buy a cook stove of some type. And I've known that for the longest time. Even the type of wood you gather to cook with in a campfire. You know, cook hot dogs over a campfire. That's what everybody does. But you've got to be very careful, because whatever's in that wood, whether it be 22 slugs or nails or preservatives, anyhow, it's just something to remember. Oh yeah, it has clouded up. This is the first time in a long, long time to have clouds, and it's nice. It's cooling things off. And I'm hoping, excuse me, I'm hoping that's the signal to the start of monsoons. Monsoons. Yeah, let me practice zooming if you don't mind. I cleaned up around that. I always do. There is always so much trash around fire pits. Because everybody does. Everybody uses that to burn their trash. They either before or after throw their beer cans and their cigarette butts and everything you can think of you find in those fire pits. And now you can't have a fire, so. But anyway, you still find. Anyway, there's one zoom. It's interesting out here. Arizona is well known for its military bases, Air Force bases. And there are a lot of go-fast jets zooming around. Not a lot. There are several per day. Now you go to Phoenix, and you can see the newest jet fighters and all the aircraft doing maneuvers over Phoenix. Luke Air Force Base is there. It's a famous area for deployment of some of the F-35s and all the newest stealth stuff. So you're liable to get some air show time anytime you go to Phoenix. And out here, I hear them. I don't see the jets. There are too many trees, and but you do hear them. You know they're up there. They're flying around doing their exercises, doing their training. And of course now it's, come on clouds, come on monsoon, come on rain, come on Jed, come on, give me a break. Come on, for heaven's sake. It's pretty nice out here, even still. I think I finished with most of my chores today. I had to break out my water tank and fill my jugs. I cooked breakfast this morning. Normally I've been eating cereal or something real quick. I cooked some eggs and pancakes and cleaned up that mess and got online and tidied up online. Talked to Jack, my brother, and took a hike. Yeah, took that hike. I'll post it with this. That's all for now. Oh yeah, that reminds me that the plan going forward is to buy some all-terrain vehicle tires and research how to get some stiffer suspension. Finding those nails just reminded me that I need to get some tougher tires. I did that for the previous van, and it improved that a lot. And those tires are still brand new on that old van. I put them on there a couple years ago, and they've worked out spectacular. And the drive up here always reminds me, this thing has a pretty soft ride. It rolls a bunch on these tight curves. And that's the exact thing that I don't like. It's not scary, but it does limit me quite a bit. And it's taken some time to get used to the roll of this thing because it's got such a soft ride. It's not meant for hugging curves. And let me tell you, the curves here, you better hug the curves coming here because it goes from, I think the highest speed limit coming down on State Road 89 is like, in this section is like 35 miles an hour. And some of the bends, some of the curves get so tight, they'll say 20 mile an hour speed limit. And in this thing, you better slow down to 20 miles an hour. Otherwise, you feel like you're rolling quite a bit. And it's so soft you can it almost feels like the wheels, the tires also roll. They're not stiff tires, they're soft tires. So you get a real spongy ride coming up here. That'll come in its time. I tend to do it right. It just takes time. And these are not brand new tires. I will not be out anything when I replace them. They'll be ready to be replaced probably within a year. I'll need to replace them anyway. So that just dawned on me. It just popped up into my mind. That's how my mind works. Yeah, I was just sitting here, enjoying the nice shade, nice breeze. And in the span of about 5 seconds, I looked down and picked up these nails laying here. Yeah, I hate to think. That's what got me thinking about my tires anyway. That would be fun to have. They're noisy. I don't like them, but nothing you can do about that. And here's my daily public service announcement. When you're out camping, do me a favor. Invest in one of these little grabbers and pick up around you. That's only like 1/10 of just the metallic things, not to mention all the plastic and answer a call. Okay.